Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and this is the Radio Slovakia Listeners Tribune from March 4th, 2024 via WRMI on 5850 kilohertz. And before I give that recording to you, I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened before I recorded this program. But if you do not want to listen to that, you can go to the description of the video and I'll have a timestamp so you can jump straight to the recording. During that time, the British DX Club had this schedule, 7 days a week of weekly DX and mailbag programs, and one of them listed was Radio Slovakia International Listeners Tribune. So I tuned in, thought it was an interesting program. I absolutely actually enjoyed this program. I'm going to assume, it might not be, but I'm going to assume it was a new program maybe, because you'll hear them at the beginning of the show say, if you have a better name for the show, let us know. But unfortunately, the Radio Slovakia International schedule on WRMI did not fit my schedule very well, and I probably haven't tuned into Radio Slovakia since then. The program is not listed on the British DX Club's current DX and mailbag program schedule, which is interesting, so I'll have to check again and see if it's still there. What you'll hear in this program, they'll give you the intro, then they'll be outside the presidential palace in Bratislava in Slovakia, and they're talking about their first female president in Slovakia, who then was not running for another term, and the presidential elections were held on the 23rd of March, and they interviewed a palace guard who is from Australia, and then each of the two hosts give their personal favorite song from a artist who was a female, as they were mostly focused on International Women's Day on March 18th. So without further ado, here's Radio Slovakia's Listeners Tribune from March 4th, 2024 at midnight 30 to 01 UTC via WRMI on 5850 kilohertz.
Broadcasting from the United States of America, this is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, Radio Miami International. You can find out more about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website and share your QSL reports. This is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida.
Radio Slovakia International. Slovakia today.
Welcome to Radio Slovakia International, and it's Sunday's program dedicated to the response of our listeners. We call it Listeners Tribune. If you have any better name, let us know. Today, your hosts are Kamila Galiusz from Prešov and Martina Šimkovičová-Greňová, born in Prešov, now living very close to Bratislava. In the studio, watching the quality of the sound, is our soundmaster, Peter Markowski. Enjoy. As you can hear, we are again in the streets of Bratislava. Kami, can you now set the scene? Where are we standing right now?
Well, right now we are standing in front of the presidential palace, where the president of the Slovak Republic resides. And right now, still, the president is Mrs. Zuzana Čaputová, and there are people around walking, enjoying the day.
And as you can hear, there are a lot of cars, because this presidential palace is really situated in one of the busiest crossroads in the Slovak capital. Yeah, exactly. We are standing in front of the presidential palace because it's the first Sunday's Listeners Tribune program in March 2024, and March 2024 is very significant.
March 2024 marks the month that the presidential campaign begins. Right now we have some strong candidates, and it is Zuzana Čaputová's final days of her mandate, basically.
Yes, she will finish in the position of Slovak president or of the president of the Slovak Republic. She decided not to go for another term, another run for the president. That's why we will miss a female candidate this year. When is the first round of the presidential palace going to be held, Kami?
It is going to be held on the 23rd of March, and the candidates now, they're all male. There's no female candidate for the president for the next mandate.
The reason why we are talking about male and female candidates for the president, apart from the fact that it's March 2024 when another presidential election is going to be held in the Slovak Republic very soon, is that on the 8th of March, all over the world, not only in Slovakia, we celebrate the International Women's Day. And while we still have our first ever female president, we decided to walk the distance between the upside-down building of the Slovak radio and the presidential palace to talk about significant, even important female figures in the Slovak society, Slovak history, Slovak culture, science and sports.
I think we should give women on their day more recognition than just flowers. We should celebrate their inventions, their contributions to the society. So I think it is the right place to talk about special women in Slovakia.
Kamil, I think we will interrupt our report right now because there is the change of guard. And if you want to see what it looks like, go to our social media. May I ask you, where are you from?
Australia.
Australia.
Oh, can you tell me, because we are from the public radio, what have you just seen and where we are standing right now?
Standing here at the presidential palace, and we saw the changing of the guard.
Why did you come here to the presidential palace?
We saw on Google Maps that it was a palace. Yeah.
Do you know the name of the Slovak president?
No.
Do you know if it is a man or a woman?
No idea.
No.
No idea. So just let us tell you, and you can spread the word in Australia, that Slovakia still has the first female president. Her name is Zuzana Čaputová. And her term ends very soon because on the 23rd of March there is the presidential election going to be held in Slovakia with no female candidate.
Oh.
What is it like in Australia? You have a prime minister.
We once had a female prime minister, Julia Gillard, but she was sent out of office, I think 6 months into her presidency because people didn't like her in the party. But we don't have many female candidates coming in Australia, but I think 40% of the Australian cabinet is women. A lot of high-ranking positions. Our Minister of Education, I'm pretty sure, is women. So that's how Australia is.
Why is it important to have female ministers and MPs and maybe even top executive bodies?
Because if they're representing the public, then obviously the public population would be female as well. So it would make sense to have an even distribution in Parliament as well to represent.
Do you celebrate the 8th of March in Australia?
Yeah, we do celebrate International. Come on, no. Yes, we do celebrate International Women's Day. We also do pink ribbons, or is it?
Purple or pink ribbons. Pink ribbons are for breast cancer.
We wear ribbons on International Women's Day, and also we have a pink day in Australia, Glen McGrath Day, where we wear pink ribbons in support of breast cancer, because for Australia, the number one cause of death for women is breast cancer. So, yeah.
Thank you very much for that. And if you want to listen to yourself, you can do it on the 3rd of March or the 8th of March on Radio Slovakia International, because we are from the public national radio. We are the foreign service, and you can find us either on the internet or in any of your podcast apps. Slovakia Today program.
Listeners Tribune. Is there anyone out there listening?
We're standing in front of the presidential palace with the first female president, Zuzana Čaputová, still in her position. Zuzana Čaputová, in the year 2024, in fact, granted the highest state orders to many women who are respected, highly appreciated for their achievements. For example, in the sphere of culture, Eva Pavlíková, singer, actress, Eva Pavlíková.
Or in the sphere of education, the Romanian teacher Eva Gašparová.
Or in the sphere of science, Maria Dušinská
and Maria Bieliková.
And of course in the sphere of sports,
Petra Vlhová.
The list of women representing Slovakia abroad is also very wide. Like Petra Vlhová, we can mention just awarded athlete of the year 2023 in Slovakia, shooter Danka Barteková, who is representing Slovakia also in the International Olympic Committee.
We have the all-female basketball team from Piešťany playing in the European Female Basketball League.
I would now jump into the culture. The names of opera divas represent Slovak culture on top professional levels and on top stages, opera stages in the world. And these names were Lucia Pap, Edita Gruberová, and who is still reaching the top stages is Adriana Kučerová, as well as Slavka Zámečníková, for example.
I think we can mention also from the translating scene from Slovakia, Julia Sherwood, who is a translator currently based in London, but she is famous for translating works by authors such as Daniela Kapitáňová, Jana Juráňová, Bala, Uršula Kovalík, or Pavel Vilikovsky into English language. I think her latest translations were a book from Ivana Dobrákovová, which is a Slovak author that is very, very popular right now in Slovakia.
Julia Sherwood was talking about her translations of Slovak literature to Radio Slovakia International several times.
I think there is a huge amount of really good writing in Slovakia, which is not known in this country, in the UK or in the US. And I think it's just a terrible shame that her culture is so little known. There is very little translated literature into English in general, or much less than into other languages. But some of these smaller nations are really neglected. So there isn't even that much translated from the Polish, although maybe 3 times as much as from the Slovak. Also not very many Czech books, and the situation with Slovak literature is even worse. So when we started out, there were barely any books published in English translation.
Translator Julia Sherwood talking for Radio Slovakia International, actually by playing a part of the interview with this top promoter of Slovak literature in English translation, we can wrap up our chat about significant women in Slovakia in this Listeners Tribune, and play some music by some of them, because we are celebrating with this program, we are celebrating the International Women's Day, and so we will be playing only girls now. Check this out.
Musical Crossroads.
Adela Mede is a very interesting songwriter. She is an ethnic Hungarian, trilingual actually, because she's living in Bratislava, so she speaks Hungarian, Slovak, as well as English, because she studied music in London. And when you listen to her experimental work of art, her music reflects the melodies, different melodies of these different languages, as she explores the Hungarian language, the Slovak language, as well as the English language in her music. Adela Mede on Radio Slovakia International. Kami Galius continues with her pick of female interpreters and female singers-songwriters.
Well, for today's show, I picked Žaneta Štipáková. She is from Košice, eastern Slovakia, and she's of Romani origin. She is bilingual, speaks both Slovak and Romani, and besides singing and writing songs, she also writes plays. She is an actress in the only Romani theater in Slovakia, based in Košice. And today we picked her song that she has written along with the members of the theater Romatan. It is called Kamičorcheň, or Dark Star in English.
bak Sastipe namenge Ratia vimiri cercan pere Manga Matareda Ratia vimiri cercan roda Manga Matareda Ti pena venga Kai te kamen E gavre tu rete Kai de tu Beata Ramende Magame pe Ti pena Kamen, je gavre turete, kaide latu, beata, beamende, gratia vimiri cerchen pere, manga. Manga la tareba Magameba Sastipe namenge Kai te kame Ye gavre turede Kaide batu Teata
Žaneta Štipáková for Radio Slovakia International.
And one more to be played in this issue of Listeners Tribune for the beginning of March 2024 on Radio Slovakia International. Actually coming from the Rusin minority, Zdenka Kvásková. Zdenka Kvásková comes from Prešov. She is an actress in the only Rusin theatre ensemble in Slovakia, named after one of the biggest playwrights and poets of Rusin language in the Slovak territory, Alexander Duchnovič. Zdenka Kvásková produced an interesting interpretation of Rusin melodies and Rusin approach to music in a very different way than you would expect from a Rusin musician. Zdenka Kvásková. Vietor hrá sa s tebou, voláme, tichá gata. Papierom víra, sám ideš lietať,
keď ťa povláči pozdracia gúbovíčina dotlačí. Ten šušťavý pohyb zvedivadlo naozaj. Toto ti postačí, toto ti postačí, toto ti postačí. Of Rusin minority and her music in the segment on Slovak music we bring to you every week on Radio Slovakia International. Today's report was held in front of the Presidential Palace here in Bratislava in honor to the first ever female president of the Slovak Republic. Her name is Zuzana Čaputová, and on the 23rd of March 2024 we will learn the name of maybe the new president of the Slovak Republic, and if not, then the names of the runners-up for the second round of the presidential election that might be held in Slovakia on the 6th of April.
You're listening to Radio Slovakia International on International Women's Day. And in Slovakia, there used to be a tradition to give flowers to women on their day. But I think with the younger generation coming, instead of flowers, I think we would like to have more recognition in our fields that we study or work on. So please remember that. Hold the thought in your heart. And we can't wait to see what other changes are coming up in the next International Women's Day.
Hosting your shows were two women,
Kamila Galiusz,
Martina Šimkovičová-Graňová, and both of us thank our soundmaster Peter Markowski for his help in producing this show on Radio Slovakia International. Till next time, goodbye and do zobaczenia.
Thank you for listening to Radio Slovakia International. Contact us at Radio Slovakia International RTVS, Mlinska Dolina, PO Box 55, 84545, Bratislava, Slovakia. Or send us an email to englishsection@rtvs.sk. For more information about us and our shows, go to rsi.sk. Listen to RSI via our webpage, satellite, shortwave in certain parts of the world, or via the mobile smartphone application iRadio RTVS.
Na začiatku obvykle začína spaľovať vášeň, obidve strany, život nám priebeh napísal, ako to bude medzi nami. Na začiatku som si ťa nevšímal, len registroval úsmev a šaty. Prišiel ten deň, keď som to preklínal. Mohol som byť skôr v tvojom objatí. No v tom, keď som ťa spoznal, tak prišiel ten zlom, že už nejaký čas si mojím snom. Dal som ti otázku a všel život môj. Teraz si vysvetlím, prečo som len tvoj. Prečo som sa do teba zalúbil. Prišlo to ako jasný bez žena. Prečo som sa do teba zalúbil. Dávaš lásky viac, ako je treba. Preto som sa do teba zalúbil. Pretože nie si tak vymyslená. Preto som sa do teba zalúbil. Si lepšia než modlitba venoblená. Na začiatku obvykle začína spájať srdcia. Dotyk dvoch dlaní nám dvom do duší niekto napísal. Buď môj pán, buď moja pani. Život s tebou pre mňa veľa znamená. Každý deň je taký krásny. Za teba, láska, Bohu stále ďakujem. Je krásne mať s tebou však vážny. No v tom, keď som ťa spoznal, tak prišiel ten zlom, že už nejaký čas si mojím snom. Dal som ti otázku a všel život môj. Teraz si vysvetlím, prečo som len tvoj. Prečo som sa do teba zalúbil. Prišlo to ako...
Broadcasting from the United States of America, this is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, Radio Miami International. You can find out more about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website and share your QSL reports. This is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida.